We're all just trash waiting to be thrown away. Toy Story 3 was made in 2010, and it's really all about Andy when he is leaving for college, which is kind of like it's a new start to his life, and it honestly kind of ties in with my life because I'm at the same point in his life as he is, and so I'm going to be leaving off to college pretty soon from TC, and the toys, they actually find themselves on the curb, and they're about to be thrown away, which they thought that Andy was throwing them out, but in reality they were about to go into the attic, but they didn't believe that when Woody was telling them that. So they decided that they would donate themselves to Sunnyside. And once they get there, they realize just how evil it is, and it's a bad place to be. So they start to plan an escape. And my favorite part in the movie would probably be the mood shift to evil, because when you think of Toy Story, you don't really think of anything bad going on. You pretty much just think of probably a bunch of happy thoughts. And they also, when you think of a daycare, you think of cheerfulness and a bunch of happiness. But whenever they get there, they realize just how bad it is, and it's just such a change in the mood in the movie, and I really like that. It just kind of keeps you on your toes, and what makes you want to keep watching the movie to see what happens. And when they donate themselves to Sunnyside, Woody tries to stop them and explains that they were actually going to go into the attic, but they didn't believe him. They just thought that Andy wanted to throw them out. So they ended up all making it to Sunnyside. And Woody's a very caring character. He tries to look out for everybody. He's basically the leader of their toy group. He, at the end, he helps Lotso get out of the incinerator, and Lotso ends up betraying Woody at the end. And Lotso is the evil bear. That's kind of one of the main characters of this movie. He's the one that's in charge of all the evil at Sunnyside. Woody, one of the main lessons that he learns is that he needs to move on with his life, because Andy's growing up. Woody's not gonna be there for Andy anymore. So it's kind of like a new phase in his life, kind of like I explained earlier. It's a new phase in my life, just like Andy's. So once Woody really learns to move on with his life and quit worrying about Andy, and because Andy's grown, he can handle himself. And so it also kind of ties in with parents. The toys are kind of, I would say, like parents to Andy, because they've always been there for him, and they've always, anytime that Andy needed something, the toys were always there no matter what, which is just how parents are. And so the main struggle, I would consider it human versus human. Even though the toys aren't technically human, they have human traits. They have the ability to have emotions. They can walk, they can talk, they can do everything that a human can do. And so it really shows the uniqueness of the movie, because they're giving the toys human characteristics, which just kind of makes it really unique, which is what I would say. And the sights and the sounds of this movie were really awesome. The sights were like the overall picture of the movie, and the animations were really good. It almost looks as if it weren't even animated. Everything just looked really good. The sounds were all on point. Every sound effect was perfect. And the uniqueness of Toy Story 3 was it kind of finishes out the whole storyline of Toy Story. It's Andy's leaving, and it's kind of the end of that Andy era and the start of an era with Bonnie, which is the new kid that all the toys are with now. And so it's really just the start of something new, and it's really like a closure to the original Toy Story. And so this really opened my eyes to moving on, and how important it is to ensure happiness. And this movie really steps out of its genre. It's a very unusual movie. It's very unique. It tells an amazing story, and it really shows how letting go can ensure happiness. We're all just trash waiting to be thrown away, which was a quote by Lotso, the evil bear. And he was hurt in his past, and without letting go of his past, he will never be able to experience true happiness, because he's always going to be holding on to all that pain. And so I would definitely recommend this movie, because there's a lot more to it than just toys and a little bit of conflict. There's a lot more deeper meaning to it, and it really shows how unique of a movie it is.